Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get the latest videos and hit the bell button, like, comment and share.
Okay, so hello everyone and welcome again to our English lessons. Today we are going to talk about phrasal verbs, right? This is our grammar lesson. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, here we have a sentence and I want you to read the sentence and tell me what does it mean. So we have, he looked up at the skyscraper. Okay, so he looked up at the skyscraper. So what does it mean? He looked up. Right? Okay, good. So here we have, this is an image of a person. In this person, what is he doing? He is, very good, he is looking. Okay, you know what is to look? Yeah, okay, we have to see. Or we have look or to see. So he is looking in which direction? Is it on the left or on the right or what? Or what? Yeah, good. So he is looking up. Very good. This is up. Okay, it is not right, it is not left, but he is looking up. Good. So here we have looked up. This is a literal meaning. So what do we mean by literal meaning? It means that if you know what does look mean and what does up mean, you will understand what is look up. Okay, so everything is good here, so we know what does it mean. Now look at this sentence. She looked up a word in her dictionary. Okay, she looked up a word in her dictionary. So in your opinion, what does it mean? Does it mean that she is looking, then we have up here, a word in a dictionary? What do you think? No. Very good. So here, looked up, here, what does it mean? It means to search. Very good. It means to search. What does it mean? So when we say she looked up a word in her dictionary, it means that she searched or she searched a word in her dictionary. So here we have non-literal meaning. What does it mean, non-literal meaning? It means that if you know what does look mean and what does up mean, it doesn't give you the meaning of look up. It means that look up has a different meaning. Okay, it means that it has different meaning. What is this meaning? It means that she searched a word in her dictionary. But for the first one, if you know what does look mean, you know what does up mean, yeah, you will understand what does look up mean because it is a literal meaning, right? But for the second one, we don't know what does it mean, even though we know what is look and what is up, right? Okay, so this is what we call in English by a phrasal verb. Right? So for phrasal verb we have literal meaning. What does it mean? It means that يعني المعنى الحرفي, right? يعني if you understand look in up إلا عرفتي شنو كتعني look and up يعني غادي تفهم شنو كتعني look up. But for this one it is not literal meaning. It means that واخا غادي تعرف شنو كتعني look واخا كتعرف شنو كتعني up ماشي هذاك هو المعنى ديالها, عندها معنى آخر. That's why it is called non-literal meaning. Very good. So this is what we call in English by phrasal verb, right? So what is phrasal verb? So phrasal verbs are verbs that combine with one or two particles. And what is a particle? A particle is a preposition or an adverb with literal meaning or non-literal meaning, as we saw before in the examples, right? So here are some examples of particles. We have about, we have along, we have around, away, back, behind, by, down, forward, in, off, on, out, over, round, through, up, in, about. Very good. These are called particles, right? So what is a phrasal verb? Please remember the phrasal verb is a verb plus يعني زائد what? A preposition or adverb, or a verb plus preposition and adverb. Example, look at this one. I'm looking for my keys. Have you seen them? I'm looking for my keys. Have you seen them? So we have looking, very good, is the verb. Very good, for is the preposition. Very good. So looking is the verb, for is the particle. Which type of particle? Is it preposition or adverb? Yeah, it is preposition. Good. Another example, look out, there is a car coming. Very good. Look is the verb, out is the particle. Which type of particle is it? It is adverb. Excellent. And the last one is, it's so awful to look down on poor people, right? So we have look is the verb, down is adverb, on is preposition. So how many particles do we have here? We have two particles. Very good. We have adverb, down, and the preposition on. Got it? So for phrasal verbs, we can have three types: a verb plus preposition, verb plus adverb, or verb plus adverb and preposition. And maybe we can have other examples. So please remember that the particle can be what? Can be preposition or adverb, right? That's great. So here we have, this is a paragraph. I want you to read this paragraph here. I want you to look for the phrasal verbs in these two paragraphs, okay? So we have, this is my first cell phone. I'm trying to figure it out. I looked over the direction, but I'm still confused. When I make a phone call, all the buttons on the phone light up, and I don't know what to do. Help. Paragraph number 2. Every time I want to call up someone on the cell phone, the phone cuts me off. I just heard a strange sound. I'm afraid this phone is going to blow up. Please help me out, right? So please, I want you to look for phrasal verbs in these two paragraphs. Yeah. Good. So the phrasal verbs are, let's start with first paragraph. So we will start with the phrasal verbs in first paragraph. We have figure out, looked over, and light up. Okay, good. So figure out, what does it mean, figure out? Figure out, it means to think about something until you understand it, okay, or to solve something. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. Look over, it means to examine. Okay, examine. Light up, the phone light up, it means the light comes from what? From the phone. Excellent. Every time I want to call up, this is another phrasal verb. Call up means, yeah, good, to make a call. Okay, to make a call. The cell phone, the phone cuts me off. Cuts me off, it's like to stop something. So here it means that the call ended, okay, by the phone. Okay, so the phone always ended the phone. It cuts me off, it means to interrupt. It's like to interrupt or to stop someone from talking, right? And I just heard a strange sound. I'm afraid this phone is going to blow up. What does it mean, blow up? Very good, to explode. Please help me out. Yeah, good, help me out, it means to help someone in a difficult situation, right? Okay, excellent, good. Now let's talk about the form of phrasal verb. So we have the teacher put off the exam. So the teacher put off the exam. So we have put off is the phrasal verb. Very good. Verb plus particle. Where is the verb? Put. What is the particle? Off. Excellent. And the exam is the object, and the teacher is the subject. Excellent. Very good. This is the form. Now, let's talk about transitive phrasal verb. So transitive phrasal verbs have objects. Most transitive phrasal verbs are separable. What does it mean? It means that when we have a transitive phrasal verb, transitive phrasal verbs have objects. Example: he called up his boss to tell him he had overslept. Right? So what is the object? It is his boss. And what is the phrasal verb? It is called up. Okay, so called up is the phrasal verb. So this phrasal verb called up is transitive. Why is it is transitive? Because it has what? It has object, which is his boss. Now look here. If the phrasal verb is transitive, sometimes this phrasal verb is separable. What does it mean separable? Separable, it means that we can separate, يعني كنفرقوا ما بين ايش؟ between. We can separate between the verb and the particle. So we can say that he called up his boss, or he called his boss up. The two are correct. Okay? We can say he called up his boss, or he called his boss up. Okay? So as you can see here, the object, so here as you can see here in the first example, we have the object is after the particle, which is up. But in the second example, the object is what? Is between, يعني بين ايش? The verb and the particle. Okay? It is between the verb and the particle. That's why it is called separable. It means that we can separate. نفرق ما بين ايش? We can separate between the verb and its particle. Okay, great. As you can see here, we have the object can come after the phrasal verb or between the verb and the particle. Yeah, the same example. We have at last minute, the bride called off the wedding. So what is the object? It is the wedding. Very good. Is it between the phrasal verb and the particle, or is it after the particle? Very good. It is after the particle. Very good. Can we separate between the verb and the particle? Yes, we can say at last minute the bride called the wedding off. Very good. So the object, which is the wedding, is it between the phrasal verb, between the verb and the particle, or after the particle? Yeah, it is between the verb and the particle. Very good. That's why it is called separable, right? Yeah, that's great. So please remember that when the object is a pronoun, I'm talking about object. When it is pronoun, what does it mean pronoun? I'm talking about object pronouns. Me, you, her, his, us, them, okay? When the object is a pronoun, it must come between the verb and the particle. For example, a friend called up her at work. So what is the object? It is her. So this her, it is a pronoun. Very good. So this pronoun should be what? It should be between. يعني ما بين ايش? Between the verb and the particle. That's why this one is not correct. So the correct one is a friend called her up at work. So this object is what? Is between the verb, which is called, and the particle, which is up. Why? Because the object, which is her, is pronoun. Got it? Excellent. Now let's move. Intransitive phrasal verbs. So first of all, we talk about transitive phrasal verbs. So transitive phrasal verbs have object, but for intransitive phrasal verbs, they do not have object. No object. Example, sorry, I have to hang up now. Sorry, I have to hang up now. So do they have an object? No object. So can we separate between the verb and the particle? No. Why? Because there is no object. Got it? إذا ما كنفرقوش ما بين الverb and البارتيكل ديالو. علاش؟ حيت ما عندناش أصلا الobject. Okay, so if we have intransitive phrasal verbs, we do not separate between the verb and the particle, right? So remember this one. Another example, he grew up in Egypt. So he grew up in Egypt. So do we have an object here? No. Is it correct to say he grew in Egypt up? No, it is not correct. Why? Because in Egypt is not an object. Very good. So grew up is intransitive phrasal verbs. What does it mean? It means that grow up doesn't have an object, and also hang up doesn't have an object. Oh, great. Now, note the difference in meaning between make and make up, transitive and make up intransitive. We have I make up dinner every night. Okay, so this one is not correct. We do not say I make up dinner, but we say I make dinner every night. Example, he made up a story about Jell and Jew. Okay, so we have he made up a story about Jell and Jew. So here we have make up is invent. Very good. Yes, this one is invent. So as you can see, this make up is transitive. Why it is transitive? Because we have the object. Very good. What is the object? A story. Very good. And what does it mean? Made up here, it means invent. Okay, invent يعني يخترعوا, right? But for this one, they made up. They were friends again. This made up here is what is intransitive. Very good. Why it is intransitive? Because there is no object. Very good, no object. And what does made up here mean? It means to reconcile. Okay, we have to reconcile. يعني التصالح. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, most transitive phrasal verbs are separable. This means that the object can go after the particle or between the verb and the particle. Okay, as we saw in the previous example, we have he can't figure out the instructions, or we can say he can't figure the instructions out. Very good. So the object here in the first example is after the particle, and in the second example it is between the verb and the particle. Okay, yeah, that's great. Okay, some transitive phrasal verbs are inseparable. It means that we cannot separate between the verb and the particle. This means that the objects or the pronoun always go after the particle. It means that the object or the pronoun, they always go after the particle. You cannot separate the verb from its particle. For example, some ran his bus into. This one is not correct. So what do we say? We say some ran into his bus. So his bus, the object, should come after into. Okay? Another example, he ran him into. It's not correct again. Very good, because him should be what? Should be after the particle, which is into. So the correct answer is some ran into him. Right? Okay, so now the question is, I have many phrasal verbs, right? I have figure out, we have run into, we have light up, cut me, or cut off. The question is, how do I know the meaning of each phrasal verb? يعني كيفاش غادي نعرف المعنى ديال هذا الفريزل فيرب؟ لأن الفريزل فيرب يعني صعيب تعرف المعنى ديالو، يعني خاصك الطريقة. إذا شنو هو الطريقة؟ الطريقة هو عندك واحد لا ليست ديال الفريزل فيربس، خاصك تعرف شنو كيعني، وكل phrasal verb عنده المعنى ديالو. Right? It means that every phrasal verb has its meaning. So there is a list of phrasal verb, and what does each phrasal verb mean? Okay, so here I have made a list. So this is a list of some phrasal verbs that I have made. So so here we have just few. So there are a lot of phrasal verbs. So I tried just to pick up some of the most common phrasal verbs, right? So here we have, this is the phrasal verb, and we have the meaning in English, and we have the meaning in Arabic. And you need to memorize. يعني خاصك تحفظ هذه phrasal verbs. For example, we have to ask out. What does it mean to ask out? It means to ask someone out on a date. Okay, this is the translation in Arabic. Okay, as you can see. Also, we have to bring about. Bring about means to cause. يعني يسبب أو يحدث. Bring up, it means to raise children or to mention a topic. Okay, يعني يربي يفتح أو يبدأ موضوع. Okay, something like that. So here we have a list. So please try to download this list and try to memorize what does each phrasal verb mean. Okay, it is very important. This is the only solution that you have. Okay, you need to memorize this phrasal verb. يعني خاصك تحفظ هذا الphrasal verb وشنو كيعني. Right? Okay, that's great. Okay, so now let's move to some practice. Okay, let's try to do some exercises. Okay, so here we have some exercises. So let's try to do. So here we have. You need to fill in these blanks. So with what? With the verb and the particle. So please, here are the verbs, and here are the particles. So let's start with the first one. The fireman took several hours to the fire something. So, is it to pull out? Is it to fill on, or what? Okay, so the answer is very good. It is to put the fire out. Okay, we have to put the fire out. Okay, we have to put out. Phrasal verb is put out. Okay, so put out, it means to extinguish, right? يعني يطفئ النار. Another example we have, can I delight something? I want to go to sleep. So what do you think? Good. It is, can I turn the light off? Very good. Can I turn the light off? Very good. So the phrasal verb is turn off. Another example, why did he have to dot again at the meeting? Why did he have to something? Good. Why did he have to bring that up again at the meeting? Very good. So the phrasal verb is bring up. So please, if you want to know the meaning of bring up, go to the list that I gave you before, right? Could you just this form, please? Could you just this form, please? Yeah, good. It is to fill this form in, please. Very good. Yes, that's correct. Another example, they all have to the problem first. They all have to the problem first. Yeah, very good. We have to sort the problem out first. Very good. To sort the problem out first. Very good. The phrasal verb is sort out. Another example, we have the boss wants to a new product on the market. Very good. We have to try a new product out on the market. We have the phrasal verb is try out. Okay, that's great. That example, my children never something when they have finished eating. Yes, so my children never clear up when they finish eating. Okay, we have to clear up. It means to collect everything that you have eaten. Okay, something that you have eaten. Another example, we have, could you please your clothes? Very good. We have, could you please put your clothes away? Very good. We have to put away. Our phrasal verb is to put away. Another example, shall we try to, where she lives? Yeah, very good. We have to find out. Very good. Find out where she lives. So find out means to discover. Okay. Another example, why don't you the shirt? I'm sure you'll buy it. Very good. To try the shirt on. I'm sure you'll buy it. Okay. We have to try on. To try on something. We have to try on clothes. Great. Some of the answers in the math exams were hard to, very good, work out. Work out, it means to find the solution for something or to find the answer for something. We have to work out. Yeah, that's great. I have to, this article to the shop, it's 40. Very good. To take this article back to the shop, it's 40. Very good. We have to take back. Okay? يعني يعيد. Another one, I must my cupboard this weekend. I must something my cupboards this weekend. Very good. We have to sort my cupboards out this weekend. Yeah, that's great. Can you, we have the cat, please unlock the door. Can you, very good, put the cat out, please unlock the door. Yeah, that's great. I had to an application form for the job. Yeah, very good. We have to fill in. Okay, we have to fill in. Very good. It means to write your information. Okay. They tried to what she was doing in secret. What she was doing in secret. So they tried to. Very good. To find out. Again, very good. Find out means to discover. Okay. Another example. Can I these shoes, please? Can I these shoes, please? Yeah, very easy. Can I try these shoes? What? On, please. Very good. The phrasal verb is try on. That's great. Another example, I'm going to this new software this evening. Very good. We have to try. Very good. This new software out. We have to try out. يعني يجرب. That's great. Another example is very difficult to children nowadays. Very good. To bring children up. Very good. يعني التربية. To bring up. Okay. We saw that before. That's great. Please your room before your mother gets back. Please. Very good. Clear your room up. We have to clear your room up. Very good. Before your mother gets back. That was great. I have to my nephew home this afternoon. Very good. We have to take my nephew back home this afternoon. Take back is like to return someone. An example, I can't what to do next. I can't work. Very good, work out. So sometimes we say work out or to figure out. We have figure out or walk out, right? Another example, I will read you when I've these things. When I've good, put these things away. That's right, when to put these things away. Shall I? The television, nobody is watching it. Shall I? Yeah, turn the television off. Very good, we have to turn off. So nobody is watching it. Okay, so this is what we all have now. So please try just to practice. So you have a list of phrasal verbs. Try to memorize them, right? And then go to the internet and maybe you can look for some exercises of phrasal verbs and try to practice. Okay, practice, practice, and practice. Okay, so goodbye everyone and see you in another lesson.